Hey guys, Andrew Kopp here, and I'm gonna start pumping out way more content. I'm working out on getting my blog out on WordPress. I'm working on some, my Twitter game, Instagram game, Medium game, posting the my blog posts on Medium as well as my website. So I'm getting everything together. So for this video, I wanted to talk about failures. Failures is something that we all have. It's something that we're all scared of talking about. It's something that that we're very is a vulnerability. It's something that we're conscious of, but it's tremendously important. Not only because it's inspiring in every sense, right? I mean, some of the best stories on movies is from failures. One of the biggest religions is based on somebody that was considered a failure, Buddha, right? Buddha had everything that you could have ever desired. He was a prince. He had all the money and females, but he left his kingdom to go out in the woods in the wilderness. All the people in the empire looked at him as a failure. But why is it that it seems all the failures get all the respect? Now, let's talk about success. Sorry if I'm going all over the place, but I heard recently Mark Cuban say that it takes one success for you to be set for the rest of your life. So what I want to do is I want to tell you some of my failures and how this is evident in my own life. For some of you who don't know, I was born in Staten Island, New York, inner city kid, and I went to public school, right? And one of the first failures that I can remember off the bat was going to middle school. My brother went to a school called IS-61. He was in the magnet program, which is for actors and singers and talented people. And of course, my parents wanted me to follow suit, so I went into audition. I wasn't really into acting, didn't really do any courses, but I figured if my brother could do it, I can do it too. And I got denied. They didn't want me. Uh, and I remember that night I went home and I cried in my bed. I had to be about 12 or 13 or whatever. And it was like, that was one of the harshest feelings ever. And not only did I not get into that middle school, when I was going into high school 3 years later, because I applied for three schools, and because in New York you have 12 opportunities to apply for a school in a class, right? So for three schools, I could apply for like four different courses. So that's 12 courses in three schools. I got denied by all of them. Those three schools denied me for all the courses I applied for. So I had to go for a second round, and I had seven more opportunities because now all the courses are open because they're filled up. So it's like for the rejects, we get to apply for the open courses that weren't taken by the smarter kids. And I, out of seven, right, I got picked for the second to last course, and the second to last course is my zone school, right? So everybody automatically gets to a school. So right before that option, I had one more class, and that's the class I got accepted to. So I got denied. What's that? 12 plus six, about 16 times I got denied. Then I went to a school called Newdorp, and my freshman year, first time ever playing football, nah, it was a little difficult to say the least as far as exercising and staying disciplined. I never played football in my life. My parents never really instilled the discipline in me. I used to play RuneScape computer game all day, so I didn't come from that type of background. So that was hard. So after football season, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Let me try the baseball team. And guess what? Got fucking denied. So that's about three failures in the range of going to middle school to high school. So my senior year of elementary to my freshman year of high school was about 4 years, and that's already three big major failures. Going to my high school campaign, wasn't a all-star football player. Didn't get any accolades, didn't go to no award, ceremonies, didn't go to no all-star games, no type of recognition there. So that's 4 years of football, no recognition. Team was, what were we, 1-9, terrible. So I decided, what, I felt like I was a good football player. Let me go ahead to Oregon. Let me go ahead to Oregon and try my luck there, right? Was on a losing team my whole career, didn't get any accolades, but I'm gonna go to Oregon. Let me go try to walk on because I felt I had promise. I went all the way to Oregon, walked on. It's an Austin Stadium walking on, and they didn't take anybody. Got fucking denied again. So I'm just up until this point, I'm just a big failure. Really didn't have anything. I had all this passion. I knew I could do big things, but I am just failing all over the place. So during Oregon, I was like, I don't, what am I gonna do? So I left Oregon because I didn't want to be there, pay all that student loan debt if I'm not gonna be on the football team. So I left and went to a little combine in New Jersey, and I decided let me go to a small school in Delaware Gamecocks. Let me do that, and I had really my first success after about 4 games. I earned a scholarship, between academic and football money. It was pretty much covered my first success, right? So I'm in college, and my freshman year I started some games, got some good playing time. Looking on to my sophomore year. So by the time my sophomore year comes around, I already had the coach that recruited me left, and his replacement, a good friend of mine now, Coach McGinty, he ended up leaving. So by the time my sophomore year comes around, I'm on to my third position coach, and it was just when there was a lot of politics, and one could argue if you're good enough, then it doesn't really matter. But hey, I guess I wasn't good enough then because by the time the third coach came, they had moved me from outside linebacker to middle linebacker, and I was splitting reps with a new freshman, and I didn't know what was going on. So I said fuck that. I'm not gonna go because I always hated school. I was a a dean's list student, but I hated school. And when my sophomore year came around in camp, and it was just I didn't feel like I was getting the respect. I didn't feel like you know going forward I would be happy with my situation. I dropped out of school. Right? And guess what? How my parents looked at me, my family, a failure. So we're on 5 failures right now. Middle school, high school, baseball team, football, Oregon. Now I'm a dropout. That's 6, right? From the age of 12 to about 21, got six major failures. Have nothing to really show for it besides the scholarship that I earned from Delaware. That's about the only thing I have on my back right now as far as achievements. But again, I still know I'm destined for greatness. I know I am. So what do I do after I drop out? I had no fucking plan. The first couple weeks I was just chilling at my friends' schools. I went to visit their colleges since I was now a dropout because I didn't want to face anybody. I couldn't explain anything I was doing. I had no track record, but I had no plan, but I knew I was going to figure this out. So when I dropped out, I know I had 2 things. I know I wanted to work for 2 people, Gary Vaynerchuk and Tai Lopez. I said, I'm not settling. I might get a job to pay the bills, make my mom happy, but I am not settling. I'm working for these 2 people. I'm not going to stop until I do it. So, my mom gave me, 30 days to find a job. You have to get the fuck out of here. So, I went on Craigslist, and I just started finding jobs in the marketing sphere because I felt like, okay, these, Tai Lopez, Gary Vaynerchuk are pretty well-established guys, so they're not going to just hire anybody. So while I'm waiting for that opportunity, let me go on Craigslist and build my resume. Let me build my portfolio. Therefore, I could build up therefore, as time goes on, I have something to offer to these guys. So about, I get a ad on Craigslist. They talk about, we're looking for people who are interested in marketing thought leaders. So I email them. I tell him about how I'm interested in Gary Vaynerchuk, Tai Lopez, Seth Godin. I know about all these guys. He said, cool. We'll schedule an interview for the following week. Now, I know I'm a college dropout. I'm not going to win that game. So I go ahead and I take a trip all the way from Staten Island to Brooklyn, right? That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours for you guys. And I'll go knock on his door. That was on his website. It turns out nobody was there. The website, had an old address. So I call the phone number on the website and was insistent. She says that, how can I help you? And I said, well, I took a trip all the way from Staten Island to Brooklyn. Mike he said that, he'd want to speak to me next week for an interview, but I just wanted to stop by to see if there's anything he need help with. I want to volunteer. Because in my head, I'm thinking the volunteering is the only way I can get in the door. Because if he looks at my motherfucking resume, if he looks at my past experiences, there's no way this motherfucker's gonna hire me. So let me go volunteer. Let me go down his throat. That way he could like me as a person. That way I'm giving him free labor. So she said, okay, cool. I appreciate that. I just got your resume. I'll tell him that you called. So, secretaries are basically gatekeepers, so I didn't expect that at all. And I'm on my way back to Staten Island, and she calls me back. She says, well, Mike is going to be in Barnes & Noble in the middle of Union Square. Is there any way you can get there within a half hour? I said, hell yeah. So I'll meet up with Mike, and we talk. And, that's for a later video as far as how to get mentors. But we talk. He decides to give me an opportunity. So so that's another success, right? But we're on 2 successes right now versus 6 failures. So I'm doing my work, and I was like, cool. I finally have my mom's gonna be happy. I'm gonna have some income. So what do I do, right? As soon as I got the job, he says, I'll give you $2,000 for the next 2 months. That's gonna be our deal. So I was like, cool, I have 2,000. So let me go get some educational courses because I still have no motherfucking plan, right? I have no plan. Let me go find a course that's going to give me some direction. So I go buy Tai Lopez's course, his accelerated courses. I already had a couple from the summer, but I'm going to go ahead and spend this $2,000 on credit cards. I'm going to go ahead and go buy the course. So I buy his persuasion course. And it's cool because the guy, when I bought the course, I kept on buying it from the same guy. Because remember, I said I already had the courses. So I bought it from the same guy, and at the end, I said, hey, I see that you guys launched a careers page on your website. Is there any way you can forward me my information to the HR department? Because, we've been dealing with each other for a long time. I'd love to work for you guys. Is anyone can do that for me? He said, yeah, sure, I'll forward it to the right people. Again, I didn't think anything of it. But a week later, I get a call from the HR department, and they said that they're interested. They want me to, they want to have an interview. So we do the Google Hangout, and then they said, hey, well, we're not going to hire anybody we don't know because they're, I'm in New York and they're in LA. So they says, any way you want to fly out? We can't pay for it, but if, we'd love to meet you in person. So I fly out to California for a day. It's about a 6-hour flight for one day. And I fly back. I think I crushed the interview, and within 24 hours, they called me. Right? So when I dropped out of college, I said, I have to work for either Tai Lopez or Gary Vaynerchuk, and I just got my job. I just achieved my mission. I got a job with the guy I wanted. So basically why I tell you this story is to tell you that you only have to be right one time to be set for the rest of your life, like Mark Cuban said. Right? Had I stopped at failure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I had stopped at one of those failures, I would not be in the position where I am today. I'm living in Los Angeles, Hollywood, working for my dream job. I just got moved to the marketing department. I'm working my dream job, my dream position for a guy I consider a mentor. And it's all because I didn't stop at the roadblocks. I mean, do you know the type of things that people were saying to me, the type of, humiliation, disappointment I felt? Not making the Oregon team, having to come back home and explain that to people. Dropping out of school and hearing about how my family's talking behind my back. Not making the baseball team. I know it's something me and my friend, we still, he still jokes on me if I bother him too much about it. And, that type of stuff, it hurts. Failure hurts, man. But you have to get through it because it only takes one time to get right, man. If you want to get to where you want to be, if you have big ambitions and goals like I do, you're gonna have to fail sometimes. There's no way everybody's gonna get what they want within the first time. It's only those people, right? People talk about the 1%, but it's usually only the 1% that can last through 6 failures like that. After each failure, people start losing momentum. They start losing self-esteem. They start, they don't want to face that pressure anymore. They say, I tried. I don't want to deal with that humiliation anymore. So they stop. They play it safe. They go to school, get a career, get a degree, get a career, fall on their benefits. That's another story. But, yeah, I just want to shoot that video, man. I just want to ask you guys a question. Is it worth giving up on your dreams just to hear somebody say sorry when you accomplish it? right? I mean, after I got to Hollywood, I deleted so many people off my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because I don't want nobody, wanting to hang out with me now. But imagine if I had stopped, right? All that humiliation. Imagine if I let that stop me. Would it have been worth it just to hear somebody say, I'm sorry, I was wrong about you in the end? Is that worth you quitting your job? Because, hey, people are going to make fun of you, but when you achieve success, all they're going to do is say sorry. So don't let a motherfucking don't let a sorry stop you. Go ahead, be successful. It only takes one time to change your life.